Yep, we've had it with Mrs. Butterworth too. Let's see if any of the bears around here want to eat this stuff up. Follow me to the 30 Acre Sugar Shack nearby the Rhodes Ranch, and we're going to go get the real deal golden goodness. Hey, welcome back, Adventure Roads, and this video we are on a sweet adventure out at Fife Lake, Michigan at Jay and Donna's 30 Acre Sugar Shack in Fife Lake. So all that steam behind me, that's all the golden goodness boiling inside. So we're going to check it out. Jay does a very good job of explaining the process. Super nice people. I'm going to have their link below in the video. It's a Facebook link, so if you wanted to send a message to order any, or if you want to message where to buy it in Fife Lake, Michigan, I'll try to have any of those details in the description below. So thanks a lot for watching. If you like these videos, please hit like, hit subscribe, share with your friends. Thanks for watching. If you're ever wanting to do an adventure or be in one, send us a message or come on up for a visit. So the wind is out of the south, so it's blowing that way, which is a good thing. Jay says if it was blowing this way, the problem would be all that steam would be blowing towards our vehicles and it would be sticky. How often are you loading this?
We usually set an egg timer for about every 15 minutes. Most of the time we do it before that. How we turn the fan on down here?
I don't know.
We just got a cheap.
Getting close.
Yep. Here, I'll do my part.
Okay.
See. There.
Boy, she's nice.
My hands don't fit in those gloves.
Do you have a pair of gloves, Jay? So Jay says he's got a defoamer there.
Yeah, this This is one of my little things I added if you could see. But I fill this with that defoamer and it just drips one little drip about once a minute.
That's all it is.
And that keeps the ever from foaming over.
So what's in it?
It is a
Like a food grade type of deal?
a food grade that's safety for allergenic people.
Okay.
So, you know, it doesn't set anybody off like if they're allergic to peanuts or peanut butter or whatever. So you just drip that one drip and then probably do another one maybe in a minute.
Play.
This bottom one? Not
Yeah.
enough.
No.
I've never cleaned the stack either. The burn is so hot.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
Close.
It hit it once, but it didn't.
What do you think? Is this going to be the one?
This will be a big one if it is. I just hope it's right density. Oh, it's more than density. This is diatomaceous earth,
Diatomaceous earth.
filtering agent.
So what's it do? Help separate the sand?
Yep, it does most of the filtering, more so than the paper. Well, that's two, right? Probably do about. Look at how clean it's coming.
Separating that
Still
nitrogen
going in
out.
really dark right there, coming out of here. Taking all the impurities through that pump,
Then up
then up through that steel line.
to the back. Custom stems bottles from Traverse City, Michigan. All right, Jay's done awesome at touring us around at the 30 Acre Sugar Shack. He donated a jar of their finest, and this will be on a giveaway. We'll figure out how we're going to do it yet. But anyways, it's been a pretty cool watching the process. Anyways, pretty cool seeing the steam coming out, the wood, and then the steam from the syrup as it's boiling. But pretty cool system here with the reverse osmosis and off the grid. Not many people are doing it totally off the grid like they're doing.
Yeah.
So they do around 100 gallons a year. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, well, thanks, Jay and Donna.
Yep. You see it running in if you.
So what are we exactly looking at here then?
This is where all 5 lines come in, and it's the separation of the vacuum and the water. The vacuum is supplied by this pump here, and and it comes into here and then reaches a certain depth in the side of the releaser, and then it'll trigger that release to release the vacuum, dropping all the water out the bottom. Those bottom valves are just held by vacuum. You shine in here, you can see the 5 lines coming in on the end there. Green out every time it's in the other. It's in the Sugar Shack right here.
All right, we got Jay here at the 30-acre Sugar Shack here in Fife Lake. Beautiful property, 60 acres actually, and you're saying you're actually only tapping about how many acres of trees?
Probably about 20, no, probably about 15.
About 15 acres of it. And how many taps is this?
600.
600 taps, and roughly, what's your average of gallons a year out of something like this?
We get, well, this is, we're always upgrading.
Yep.
And getting more taps. So this year we have 600. We may do 150.
150 gallons. You're thinking.
Last year we did like 120, 30.
And there's a lot of
bad year last year.
There's kind of variables to that.
Yeah.
And so then,
this is my pump house, and all the lines are collected here. You can see them coming in.
And you got 5 lines or 6?
There's 5 lines, but then one for line 1 and 2 are coming in together.
Okay.
Because they're so far up the hill there. But,
and you're using gravity with the hill.
Yep, everything is on gravity, so we don't even have to have the pump running, but it makes a big difference.
It helps pull it.
Yep, it helps pull it. Everything, the lines run, I guess you'd say parallel to the top of the hill, but slightly upward. And then the lateral lines run up the hill. And they're on probably a 4 to 6 or 7, 8 degree slope.
Okay.
And then this one coming down is just slightly above grade. So, but those all run down and come into here, and we collect it.
And then how? This is 500 gallons.
This is a 500 gallon half round. Yep.
500 gallon half round.
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel, and then it's screened there as well.
It's screened as we pump it. We'll pump it through that white line up into this 1200 gallon.
And we'll go up there in just a minute. And then looks like you got solar on the outside of here.
Well, the solar is for the. I have a camera inside and a light.
Okay.
And I can keep track of with the camera. I can look at it any time of day or night.
Okay.
And I have it fixed so I can see the temperature inside, see the vacuum pressure, and with the volume you can hear it still running. And
then you and your wife work this, and then your kids help a little bit?
Yep, we get my youngest boy is out here helping tap, and my other boys help sometimes too, yeah.
So you're talking about 4 or 5 people sometimes?
4 at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And today it's 47 degrees, and we're only at March 8th, which just is actually above normal even.
Yeah.
For quite this early.
Yeah.
All right, here we are up at the. This is your.
This is where the white line will bring it in from the pump house.
500 gallons up to 1200.
Yep. This 1200 is my storage. It's an insulated old milk tank, which works really well. Stainless and cleans really well too. And then we'll store it in there, and then when we're ready to run the RO, we'll hook up this white line to it and run it through another screen, and it sucks it into the to the RO, and from there we will separate probably more than 50% of the water out of it.
Okay.
And we'll store it inside those totes inside there. They're plastic, and then one will, on this elevated tank, we'll put the concentrate.
Now, what's the concentrate?
The concentrate is the it'll be the concentrated sap. The RO separates the water. It goes through a membrane where it lets the water molecules through, but it doesn't let the sugars. The sugars and the minerals and all that go a different direction, and they'll come out into here. And the water, when it comes out, it's pure water, negative of any kind of minerals, sugars, or anything, which I do a test in there for that too.
You guys ever drink any of that?
All the time.
Yeah.
But it's not really good to drink a lot of it because it's so lack of minerals.
Okay.
It'll actually suck the minerals out of your body.
Okay.
And then it also is a great cleaner because it does the same thing.
Okay.
We'll use that to clean the pans. We'll pour it inside the pan, leave the pan sit for a while if we can afford to do the time. And it'll actually suck the minerals back out of the pans and clean them up.
And this setup you built in 2013.
2013, yep.
And before that, what were you doing?
My wife had a little wood stove out in the front yard that I set up for her. And it was one of them ones with the two little lids, and we took that and had a couple of turkey fryers, you know, those little pans, not a turkey fryer, but the restaurant pans on top. And we were tapping, I think, about 5 trees in the yard.
And so after your first batch that you ever did, is that what hooked you?
Yeah, you know, I thought we got all these trees out here, why not put them to use? And she was into it, and so we built the barn, and I took out a loan against my house, and we built the barn and bought the evaporator, and we've been adding little things here and there ever since.
And so you guys get pretty excited when March comes around.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's an addiction.
Yeah. So they got sugar in their blood.
Yep.
Jay was talking about the 5 different energies. I thought this was pretty interesting.
Yes, I don't know if it's crazy maple syrup people that do this or what, but you're using vacuum, you're using air pressure, you're using fire for wood, any, you know, one way or another, oil, gas, or wood. You're using air pressure. I already said that, I think. You're also using electricity, and I got a gas vacuum pump, so it's like every kind of different thing there is you use out here.
And then the warmth of the sun is getting the sap flowing.
Yeah, yep. And we do have some solar things out here. We're been talking about getting a solar for the lighting in there. Would be nice.
So then what is during the maple season, what is your favorite weathers for the highs and lows during the nights and day?
40s during the day of the sun like this is beautiful. And we need 20, mid 20s
overnight.
Overnight, so it freezes. Otherwise, it could flow all night, and it could possibly end quickly. But there's preventative things you can do to kind of hopefully your trees don't shut on you.
And then what's your average gallons of sap per the actual product you're getting, gallon of syrup?
You look to try and get about a quart per tap.
Okay.
A quart of syrup per tap.
Okay.
And if everything's good and do everything right, you can successfully do that, and sometimes more. So look down there. Does a pretty good dance. You can't see it in there.
It looks cool though.
These two aren't connected. So what it does, it'll come in this one,
Okay.
into this one, then into this one, then through this little hole right here, over here, into this one, which is the hottest one.
The back one here.
Yep, and then out. Or I can reverse it, have it come in this one, or come in this one, go this way around and back and forth.
Now what's your reason for reversing them?
To keep the sand, the niter.
Okay.
Some people, you know, sand or niter.
Yep.
It keeps that out of there, but usually we'll shut down and empty it later in the season. Is when you get most of your niter. We'll shut it down, we'll drain this. We'll probably drain it today maybe. We'll just wait till it come in the next day, drain this out, check the bottom of the pans for sand, pour some DRO water in there, and let it sit for a while.
So this right here is all the water that you pulled out of the sap that has basically no sugar in it.
It's what do you call that? Well, it has no minerals or nothing in it. It's RO water.
And then he uses this to clean the whole system out with.
Yeah, we'll run 120 gallons through it, and then I'll do a hot wash in that bucket right there,
Okay.
where I just circulate that bucket. The friction brings it up to 118. That opens up the membranes, releasing any sugars that it caught during the day, or getting cleaning all the minerals and sugars that may have plugged up the membranes in the process. So when it gets 118,
How much wood have you cut down burning from what you used to with all this?
boy, I don't know. We used to have probably 10 cord of wood.
Now you're probably half of that.
Yeah,
Wow.
probably half that, and we're making more.
Yeah.
So
Really efficient.
yeah, but anyhow, when once we have the RO in place, we'll have it go out to that 500 gallon tank, and then it feeds right in through here. There's a flow box on my evaporator here, sunrise evaporator. It's 30 inches by 8, they call it, and it's a drop flow, meaning there's metal in this area here that goes down right above the brick, and the fire passes through those to heat them up quickly. And you can see them right here. And if this was going, that would be a boiling, I always called it the vortex, the boiling vortex. But the fluid comes in through this another screen, and as this goes down, this allows the fresh RO'd sap to come in. Yesterday we had it up to 6 at one time. And then it'll go in through these pipes and make its way into here. And there's a series of channels where this comes in. I got the divider shut off right now because this is almost syrup right here. So as this comes in tomorrow, we'll come into here, and it'll go back and forth and all the way over, and then come into here. And there's my 7 degree above zero, above the boiling point thermometer.
Oh, okay.
That's one way of telling. Then the other one is this way right here. This Markland has a probe right here that also takes temperature. And it also has an automatic valve that opens. So what I do is I pinch the valve off so it doesn't come real fast right here. Oop. Oh, I'm gonna lose some. So that'll automatically, we'll pinch that valve. It'll probably taste like syrup. Mm-hmm. And this will open up, allowing it to drop into this pan here. We usually keep this pan rolled. It's kind of a new thing I just made, so. And it'll just pour right in there. But before I let it do that, I check it with the hydrometer and the cup, which is definitely always the way to check it.
So you still got to go old school on some stuff.
Yep. Yep. Well, once that checks, we know that the temperature is right. I'll set the temperature here. Last night it was 218.8.
So yesterday, was that your first boil of the year?
Yep.
And then you were here till 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And how many gallons did you end up with yesterday?
Oh, whatever's in here, probably about 10.
About 10 gallons yesterday.
Yep. Not very good, but good enough. And then we take this hose here, connect it to that. But first we'll charge this. And to charge it, you take part of that sap, and it's got to be 180 degrees or more. And then we'll pull it up through here after we put the filters in. We've got these paper filters that fit right in place of it. 10 of these go in between everything here. You just slip these down in there. A little quick.
So this will be ready to go for your next.
Yep. And then you'll just, I'll just show you one. And then these holes are where it passes through.
Wow.
And we can get a movie of it. You'll see. We'll pull it up through here with this air pump down here. There's where we use our air pressure. And then it'll pump it up into here through these papers, but we'll mix diatomaceous earth with it. And the diatomaceous earth is actually the filtering agent. And then once we get it, we'll circulate a little bit through that tank, and then we'll put it into this pan here. This is our bottling pan, which is water jacketed. Water jacketed is so that it stays up to temperature 185 to bottle it, because you want to kill any kind of, that helps kill any kind of bacteria that may be there in the bottle or anything else. This has a screen, and we'll actually filter it again for anything else. So absolutely nothing can get in this tank but pure syrup.
And this is your final.
Yep, and then we'll pour from right here. We'll put a bottle here, and here's all our bottles, and we got a new one this year from one of the guys. Some half-gallon ones.
Wow, that's a half gallon.
Yep, it's got our label on the back. My number right there.
Okay, here's the reverse osmosis.
And first here's my manifold for the water.
That gray line coming down below the plug?
Yep. And this one coming from the outside is the one that goes to the 1,200 gallon tank. And then I'll get it started by using fresh water. And I'll put a new filter on right here. That's what this is for. We use new filter every single time.
And the purpose of the RO? Cut your
The
boiling.
RO is to,
Cut your boiling, what, probably in half or more?
It'll fill these tanks out of that 1,200 gallon. I'll fill this tank and fill that tank over there. I could fill 2 of these out of that 1,000 gallons, and that's 300 gallons that I don't have to boil of pure water.
So if I'm at home doing it mom and pop, throwing it on the stove like you used to, this just cuts it down like.
Right. Come here. I'm going to take it past this right here. It'll be anywhere from 6 to 8. And at 5.5, it's 15.4 gallons to make 1 gallon.
Wow.
There's a little thing there's where I get a lot of my stuff from Paul and Patty Williams. Then I have 2 discharges. You got your concentrate. That's the concentrated sap, which is going to be probably 7 or right around there. And I'll measure that with my, I also have a hydrometer for that. There's a sap hydrometer. The scale on this goes from 0 to 15, and it's just for the amount of sugar in your sap.
Okay.
So as it's going out, I'll check it with this.
What's a sugar and the sap range generally?
Usually out of a tree.
What would be bad and what's great?
When it gets down around 1, I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But it gets down to around 1.4 is usually when we stop.
Okay.
And then when we start, if it's a good year, we'll have 2.5, maybe sometimes. So I'm curious to see, after having it logged without the population of all the other little trees.
The competing trees.
My sugar content's getting better every year or so. But then we'll run it through here, and it's got these 2 membranes that they separate the water and the minerals, and under high pressure of 200 psi. We'll shut this valve down until this reaches 200 psi, and it pressures the water out. The water, like I say, we put in here. The other stuff goes in that head tank outside, which is elevated, so that when it'll run right into here into the evaporator at that point. So, into the line. And then see that little connection right there, that cam lock?
Yeah.
That's where I'll come in the fall and I'll hook my reverse or my RO water in there
And clean it.
and run it right down the tube and clean the inside of it.
Okay. I want to thank Jay and Donna for letting me do this shoot. It was a very fun one to do. They're as sweet as their syrup. Super nice people, real friendly, hospitable, and anyways, they work really hard at this process. They try to make the best syrup they can, and it is absolutely awesome stuff. And anyways, we just want to thank you for watching. Click like, hit subscribe, share with your friends. If you have any questions on any of the process here, being off grid, the syrup, the filtering, the evaporator, the EO, if you have any of those type of questions, please put them below. Maybe we can do another video, maybe later this season or next season. I can go through the questions and we can do a video on some of those questions. So anyways, we just thanks a lot for watching. We're at Fife Lake at the 30 Acre Sugar Shack, and I have the links below the Facebook page if you'd like to order any syrup from them or anything like that, or if you're in the area, hit the farm store or hit the Fife Lake hardware. They sometimes carry it there, or message me and I can send them a message if you're in the area and want to get a bottle of their syrup. Any time of the year, they should probably have some in stock. So thanks a lot for watching, and enjoy the rest of your spring.